Your friend and Vice President Al Gore won the Nobel Prize for his work on stopping global warming. Do you agree with his conclusions?
First of all, I want to tell you just how proud I am of Al Gore. I mean, consider it, that he lost, that's questionable, the election. He's gone on to win not only the Nobel Prize, but an Emmy and an Oscar, and I do agree with him. I think we need to put a whole lot more emphasis on alternative fuels. I mean, look at the administration's policies, what they've done to gas prices. They're through the roof. Did you know when George Bush came into office, gas was $1.46 a gallon? Now it's over $3 a gallon. And just the other day, Simon Cowell said that in his neighborhood, at his service station, the gas prices are higher than Paula Abdul after the third commercial break.
Speaking of science, the right wing is opposed to stem cell research. How do you feel about it?
I think just between you and me, the right wing is opposed to science. I think we need to put all kinds of emphasis on all sorts of biomedical research. And here's an example. I think we ought to offer a $1 million prize to anybody who can map 100 genomes in under 10 days. And I think we should make it easy. We should allow them to use test subjects that already think and act alike. For example, Republican congressmen.
Your wife says if she's elected, she'll appoint you as ambassador. What would your priority be?
Well, I think the first thing we need to do is truly encourage young democracies. For example, in Venezuela, we need to avoid or prevent the kind of violence that broke out after Hugo Chavez shut down the country's most popular television network. It was clumsy, and it left him looking like a bad guy. If you want to shut down a TV network, all you got to do is run back-to-back-to-back episodes of that sitcom Joey.
And your second priority would be?
That's easy. I think we need to tighten the screws on Vladimir Putin. I mean, here's a man who continues to create new weapons of mass destruction. Last week, they tested a bomb in Russia that's bigger than any bomb in the U.S., if you don't count Britney Spears' opening number on the MTV Awards.
So what about Iraq?
Oh, we need a definite different direction in Iraq. George Bush says that the timetable for withdrawal of the troops is not going to be influenced by polls. It's going to be done on the advice of the generals. That's the good news. The bad news is he's talking about General Electric, General Dynamics, General Motors.
So who do you think the Republican nominee will be?
I think the dark horse, Fred Thompson. And he said that if he's elected, shortly after the inauguration, he's going to go into the Oval Office, shut the door behind him, and pray for wisdom. That shows you how much times have changed. Just between you and me, the only thing I ever prayed for in the Oval Office was that Hillary wouldn't walk in.
Do you have any thoughts on the Republican candidates?
I tell you what I'm enjoying, just between you and me, is watching Mitt Romney and Rudy Giuliani, two, by the way, formerly very immigration-friendly candidates, duking it out over who is more against undocumented workers. It's kind of like watching a slap fight between Boy George and Richard Simmons over who's the manliest.
So do you think that Rudy Giuliani has a shot at the nomination?
Rudy and I are polar opposites. In New Hampshire in 1992, I was the comeback kid. 2008 in New Hampshire, Rudy's just hoping the kids come back.
Okay, so that's New Hampshire. What about Iowa?
Here's an interesting tidbit about Iowa. A native son, a graduate of Iowa State University, has written a musical play about the Iowa caucuses. It opens in Des Moines on December 27th, and rumor has it, Rudy Giuliani is auditioning for both the male and the female lead.